or maybe you're not even American. Welcome to each and every one of you out there. You are all here right now to listen to a message that transcends the political partisan bickering. Because there is a world that exists outside of presidential politics or parliamentary politics if you happen to live in a Commonwealth nation or another parliamentary system, or wherever you happen to live, under whatever political system. I think we all understand there is a world that exists beyond the political system that in fact is much more important to our daily lives than the political system ever could or would be. That system that already exists, that is not ruled over by anyone, is the anarchical concept of relations between individual free human beings, making choices to associate or disassociate, choices to buy this product or buy the other product or not buy any product at all, the choices of how to live, the choices of who to live with, where to live, what you want to do with your life. Those are not choices that are handed to you from on high. They are choices that you have an active part in contributing to the creation of. Now, on that note, I want you to reflect for a moment that there is an anti-establishment revolution going on. And yes, maybe one of the symptoms of that is what we saw with Brexit, for example, or what we saw with the election of Trump. There is something taking place that is seen as a sea change in politics, but it's not about politics. There is an anti-establishment mood in the air that is already happening. There is already a movement that is taking place. And it has nothing to do with the politics itself. That is the symptom, not the cause of what is happening right now. What is happening right now is the radical decentralization of everything. And that decentralization renders the political system itself moot. It doesn't matter who presumes to be in charge of the country or the world if that world is a self-organizing, spontaneously organizing system of free anarchical relations between individual human beings. And those free individual associations are being empowered in ways that would have been unthinkable even 10 or 20 years ago. This is not just random airy-fairy talk. There are concrete examples that you can point to of things that people can do today that they could not have done 10 or 20 years ago. Now, the first example that everyone will point to is some sort of disruptive technology / sharing economy innovation like Uber, like Airbnb. The decentralization of the gatekeepers that existed in, for example, the taxi cab monopolies, or in the government telling you what can or cannot be a hotel and what regulations they have to follow in order to qualify for that status. Well, those are being upended now. That is already happening. That is a fait accompli. And the only question is, in what form will that proceed? And again, that depends on whether you decide to use Uber or Airbnb or one of their bajillion different competitors that, again, already exist. And that is taking place in all aspects of the economy. Those are the most obvious examples and the ones that everyone have heard of. But that type of peer-to-peer economy, the sharing economy, is happening now, and it is bringing people together in ways that transcend not just the political system, but the corporate industrial system that has been the defining way of life since the Industrial Revolution. People are once again turning to a type of artisan economy, a craftsman economy, where individuals will be able to individually interact with other individuals that they are able to connect with through new technologies that are making this easier than ever. That may be your next door neighbor, it may be someone on the other side of the world. That is a revolution. It is happening now. It is being accelerated by things like 3D printing, which are going to change the face of manufacturing as we know it. People can sit there and demand 19th century type of jobs in factories as somehow the standard that we want to set for the civilization we're creating. That is yesterday's news. We are already creating a different world. The only question is, are you going to get in on the ground floor, or are you going to wait for someone to come along and hand that opportunity to you? So that's one way that the world is being decentralized. But what if you are interacting with someone on the other side of the world? I mean, of course, if you're transacting with someone that you don't have physical geographical proximity to, then you're going to have to be exchanging through the banking system one way or another. Even if you go through PayPal, of course, that's all through the banking system, and that all relies on on government approval on lots of different levels, and they want 18 forms of paperwork and ID and all of that. So one way or another, the system's going to get you, right? Unless, if only there was a way to transact with someone instantaneously online with no banking middlemen whatsoever. Oh, there already is. Blockchain technologies have already spawned dozens, hundreds of different variants of ways that not only can be done, but is being done right now, even as we speak. Billions of dollars in exchanges are taking place through trustless, non-third-party systems, peer-to-peer networking systems that create direct connection between people without need for banking middlemen. Now, think about all of the different ramifications for that. Of course, we can have peer-to-peer lending. We can decentralize the financial economy in ways that are unthinkable today, will be very thinkable within a few short years. The revolution is already taking place. It's only a question of whether you're a part of it or not. Think about another main aspect of what came out during this 2016 presidential selection cycle. The bias and the ridiculous, the almost self-parodying mainstream establishment corporate mouthpiece media. They lied constantly at every turn. They always do, but it was especially blatant in this round of presidential selection, was it not? Is this one thing that we can take away from what just occurred? Is that the media was wrong about everything, and gladly so. Oh, they almost gloated in your face about it. Again, this seems like, well, what are you going to do? You need a Disney, Viacom, ABC, Time Warner, super mega corporation to get all your information, right? Once again, the revolution is already taking place. And if you're watching this video, I'm going to assume you're already aware of it. Now, clearly, obviously, sites like the Corbett Report represent the revolution that is already occurring. The blogosphere and Twitter and all of these various ways that people, again, are connecting directly to other people rather than going through corporate gatekeeper mouthpiece cronies is a revolution. It is taking place right now, and it is one of the reasons that we are seeing, as a symptom, the vast sea change in political understanding that is taking place right now. Again, that is the symptom. The causes are quite different, and one of the causes is the fact that people are getting information through venues like this. So, once again, I don't care if you took the Trump pledge or the Clinton pledge. I don't care if you pledge your fealty to some other overlord to run the country and 300 plus million other people if you're in the United States, or however many people in wherever you live. I don't care. I mean, go for it and do that if you want. But the real revolution has nothing to do with the political system that they hand you as the only possible thing that you can be doing for the next 4 years is waiting for your next chance to make another tick in a box. No. The revolution is already taking place. The only question is, are you participating in it? Now, again, I'm going to leave a bunch of things in the show notes that you can use to start exploring the different ways that this revolution is already taking place and what you can do about it. And I'm just going to leave it there for you. I'm not going to tell you how to apply this to your own life, or even if you should. That's obviously something that you have to come to yourself. But I'm just standing here at the doorway into the entry to